Hi, good day, everyone. So today we'll be looking at the button navigation bar, rather, not the button navigation bar, the navigation bar. The name, wrong name. Okay, so unlike the other one that we did, that was using material 2, and this one's material 3. Okay, the difference is you'll see soon. Also, the previous videos we used containers for the pages, rather we're going to use pages. I've created some pages here, like the alert screen, the home screen, and the profile screen. Okay, so for the home screen, which is going to be like the base, and you can name it whatever you want. Sometimes I name it the widget tree because that's where everything is at. Okay, so here we're going to use stateful widget, so we can use this as state. The stateless we cannot. Okay, so here we're going to call the bottom navigation arguments. Remember, small letters arguments, big letters widgets. Okay, so we say navigation right? Or like the navigation, what on navigation bar is called items. This is called destinations. Still the same thing actually because they still need lists. Okay. Now before we put the list, let's set up something so that we don't have to write it too much. Okay, first of all, I'm going to give it an index because everything, right? The navigation bar going to have multiple icons. Each of them have their own index. They start from 0 all the way to wherever. We have 3, that's 0, 1, 2, 3. For the index numbers. All right, so we'll have a default index, which is zero. Okay, right. So we will say selected index, give it a default index. All right, let's just have that here. Okay, and then inside, yeah, it's going to give an error. And now let's add in something. Navigation destination. I'll give it an icon. For this, it requires sometimes you have some arguments pop up and you don't know what to do. So sometimes you just overwrite and it asks what is it going to require. Here it requires a widget. Alright. Okay, so now let's give it icon. Can use a container basically anything. It's not specific on widget on icons, right? Use a container and give the color red. That's going to be the icon. Right. Okay, so let's use icon dot home. Alright, that's it. Now, this particular one now, I think it requires a string. Now, if you go into the documentation, let's just go in there. Let me show you real quick. Here at final widgets, let me show you why it requires a string and the other one does not require any widget. Okay, so we come around, where is it? Okay, here. But the label is already inside a widget, right? So you cannot put a widget inside a widget without arguments. Okay, so it requires a string. If this did not have this particular stuff, we had something like yeah, let's just do this. Okay, we have to like just label. Alright, it'll work. Right, but it's gonna give you some problems. So do not touch this. So this is actually the first I'm touching myself. Okay, so now it's inside a widget, right? So it's going to only ask for the string. If it's not inside a widget, it's going to give you an error 1 and it's going to ask you to give it a widget itself. And you could configure this and then let's say give it a widget.label where you can have anything for the label. Right, so I'm just trying to show you for that. Now let's check for the icon. Um, icon, icon. Okay, here it is. If it was inside an icon and then we passed in this widget.build icon, then it will just ask us for the icon dot anything, right? Okay. So I don't know if you really understood that, but that's why this one asks for widget, this one asks for a string. when you define them, right, the variables, you give it a final widget icon. When you define its final string icon, right, then that's when the person just explained. Alright, so for the home, for the element, we're going to give it home. I'll give it a comma, just so we can be fast. Okay, so we give it, I'll just wait for it to load up, it should pop up any moment. Okay, we had right. Let's restart again. I already fixed this mitzvah. Oh, here it is. Okay, so we're going to change this to notifications. And we change this to alerts. And we change this to person. Let's say 2. And we change this to account. Save. Here it is. Alright, so the setter index by default is 0. So this is it. Alright, let's give it the color. Let's give it indicator color. Say colors dot. Let's say great. Save. Alright, this is it. Nothing's happening, right? Okay. So we have a argument. I think it's on the destination selected. Okay. So it's a function. So when you come over here and you control space, you get this. Now, what this means, this value is current start value. Now, the reason why we use a stateful, so we can use a set state method, okay, where basically it refreshes. If you don't use it, when you tap and you change it once, it's going to stay there, and no matter how many times you tap, it's not going to change at all. So we will say the default value is equals to the current tapped value, right? So at whatever point you tap. So by default, you should be able to change. See, right, switching. All right, now just to see it's real time, let's create the list, right? Call it pages is equals to curly brackets, the box reference. Let's give it a home screen, bar, let's dialog, let's screen, and give it profile. Alright, so you save this and you come over here to the body. Body is taken, we call it the pages list. Okay, this. Now this box, this bracket here takes in the current, the default, index, and then on every press, it changes, it refreshes, right? Switching it to a new page. Let me just show you defaults. So now we save this profile. So account careless profile screen. So that's how you use navigation bar. Right? It's still it's basically the same thing, just a little bit change in the naming. Right? Like here, I think it's on selected. I can't remember what it is, but I know it's not this. And selected index is the same. This one changes. This one changes from items. I think for the other one, it's bottom navigation items. Yeah, so it's still the same thing. Still holds an icon, still holds a label. So yeah, that's how you use it any way you want. In a future video, I'm going to make a tutorial on how to make your own custom navigation bar. Right, so that'll be all. Like, subscribe, and let me know what you think. If there's anything you would like to see, any new video, any topic that you find difficult, and we'll work through it together. And if there's anything in this video that you felt could be done better, you can just let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much. Let's see tomorrow.